With recent NFL news getting kind of crazy and me not talking about the New England Patriots yet on this channel, I thought it would be a great time to discuss the NFL draft that is inevitably coming up in a little less than a month now. Patriots is a team that many of us are very fond upon and have a very successful history. And honestly, it seems as though they are due for another big prospect and/or season after the recent 2 seasons of missing the playoffs and kind of disappointing fans a little bit. They have missed the playoffs back-to-back years, and this year being the worst year they've had in a very long time. I think in the 2000s, if I'm not wrong. I think I'm just going to jump right into my draft predictions and wants, honestly, because my predictions and wants are unfortunately kind of different. So I would like the Patriots to pick Jaden Daniels with the 3rd overall pick, but part of me thinks he's going to go to Washington, and part of me thinks they're just not going to pick him anyways. Jaden Daniels is a guy that totaled 12,749 passing yards and 3,307 career rushing yards with 55 games at LSU and Arizona State combined. He had a win record of 37-18, 19-7 with the Tigers, and 124 touchdowns during his entire career. 34 rushing, and 1 receiving touchdown, surprisingly as well. This guy could do it all. He's a great young guy for the Patriots, and a guy that they haven't really seen on their team. Notoriously known, Belichick picking maybe boring players or not the best offensive equipped players and or personnel, but this would be a guy in Jaden Daniels that could really change the narrative around there with a new coach as well, bringing in guys like Demario Douglas, bringing back Kendrick Bourne. This offense could look really cool, maybe adding another running back in there along with Stevenson, and pair this up with the strong and hopefully healthy defense that we could see in 2024. This could be a promising team. However, there's still a lot of questions. Like I said, I honestly don't feel maybe 67% that they'll actually draft this guy. Hopefully they don't pass him up though. If they have the opportunity to draft him, I really hope they will. I would be pretty upset if they don't. Thanks to WalterFootball.com, I'm looking at this mock draft for the 2nd round. It looks like the Patriots are looking to take Keon Coleman from Florida State, another wide receiver for this team. Honestly, I wouldn't mind him. It's the 2nd round. I think taking a wide receiver there, I don't think it's going to happen, but I think Keon Coleman would be good. A guy with 19 career receiving touchdowns with Michigan State and Florida State. A guy that looks really good and could add some depth to this offense. I don't think he would play that much, but he would be really good and pair with another young talent with Jaden Daniels. It would make a great group of guys. Keon Coleman, Kendrick Bourne, Jaden Daniels. Oh, and I forgot to mention Hunter Henry is in that mix. Hopefully Stevenson comes back and healthy. Paired with the new coach, hopefully, and possibly new offensive coordinator, this could look like a really good team with another addition in the 2nd round. Now that we have gotten the 1st and 2nd round in the draft out of the way, we can talk about some front office trade talks. The first thing I want to go ahead and talk about is Kyle Duggar. Kyle Duggar is yet to sign a franchise tag, and I really hope he does. We have cap space to work with this offseason. I think he's a good guy to use it towards. He had an amazing 2023-2024 season. And is really just a guy that's reliable on the defense and a very, Patriot-like, multi-purpose defensive person. What the? Hello? What are you doing here? The guy just snuck in. Another guy I want to talk about in these offseason moves and deadline moves is T. Higgins, a guy on pretty much every team's mind right now as he is entering free agency, and it seems as though he doesn't want to be with the Bengals and is in multiple trade talks. Patriots, like I mentioned before, do definitely have the cap space to hold this guy and not really get rid of any major component, but we're going to have to give up something for him, and honestly, I don't think he has any interest in there. This was a guy I wanted a while back, a couple years ago, and then he's re-signed with the Bengals, and now he's back out on the market, and although I don't think he's going to go, I think he's probably should be the top priority for this team in terms of big names. I don't think there's anyone else out there that they really a superstar out there that they should prioritize over T. Higgins, but once again, it's going to be tough with all the competition and other teams that want him. This has definitely become an issue. There. All right. Where was I? Oh, yeah, T. Higgins. I don't think, honestly, they're really going to get T. Higgins. I don't think they have enough to give up for him, and honestly, that's okay. Leads me to the final thing I want to talk about, and that is the returning guys such as Kendrick Bourne, Matthew Judon, Hunter Henry, Stevenson staying, and honestly, we could go more in depth in this way when the season's about to start, but I just want to put out that that's a great sign for Patriots fans and that they actually like playing here. You can see Bourne very active on Twitter, very good. Hopefully we can get Duggar into that mix, who's kind of been a little iffy with the front office. I think not really any bad soil there. I think it's just the fact of him extending with this team. I don't know if he's ready yet, and that's perfectly fine. Hopefully he can stay though, but seen a lot of good things from guys like Bourne and Judon, who easily could be our best player. Honestly, maybe our best players on both sides of the ball who love being here. And the young kids like Christian Gonzalez, his team has a really big future. And so yeah, I just want to talk about some of the wants I wanted in this draft, and just what I wanted to see from these guys in the draft and what I expect as well. That's gonna be for the video. The Patriots have not had a top 3 pick and a really long time. I mean, it's been a while, not in my lifetime. And you know, hopefully they don't blow it completely and it's actually a fun time. I'll probably be streaming it if I'm able to. It's around the corner, man. It's gonna come eventually, and you know, hopefully don't get an insane bust or whatever. And yeah, that's gonna be it for